Here's a number the salesman will never say out loud. The average new car loses about 42% of its value in 5 years. That's the average. The cars on today's list lose more than 60%, some closer to two-thirds. And almost every one of them is the shiny, screen-covered future of driving machine they're steering you toward right now. You already knew new cars were junk? This is the receipt. A research outfit called IC Cars just went through more than 950,000 five-year-old cars, real sale prices, not guesses, and worked out exactly how much each model lost. Take that number, hold it up against what your car is worth in the Kelley Blue Book, and the gap will turn your stomach, because that Blue Book value the dealer waves in your face only points one direction on these cars: down, fast. Here's the part that ought to make you feel good about the paid-off car sitting in your driveway. Not one Camry on this list, no Accord, no old truck. Every single vehicle here is expensive, complicated, and new, and it's bleeding money the second it clears the lot. We're counting down the 10 worst, from number 10 up to the single biggest loser at number 1. And I'll tell you right now, number 1 isn't some $100,000 exotic. It's a plain little electric car half your neighbors were told was the smart, sensible buy. It gives up nearly two-thirds of its price. Stick with me, because by the end you'll know exactly which cars to never let them talk you into, and why the simple, boring one you already own might be the smartest money you never have to spend again. Number 10. The Infiniti QX60. We start at number 10 with a badge that costs you 30 grand just to feel fancy. The Infiniti QX60 is a handsome 3-row SUV, leather, quiet ride, the work. Here's what the brochure leaves out. Underneath that Infiniti badge sits a Nissan Pathfinder. Same bones, same engine, same factory floor. You pay the luxury price going in, the used market pays you back like it's a Nissan. And the numbers aren't kind. IC Cars ran the actual sale prices, and the QX60 gives up about 58% of its value in 5 years. Roughly $30,000 gone. $30,000 is a good used car all by itself. For a lot of folks, that's a full year of pension money, and it evaporated while the thing sat in the driveway looking pretty. The dealer calls it a smart luxury buy. The Blue Book 5 years later calls it something else. If you truly love the vehicle, there's an easy fix, and it's exactly the kind of thing they'd rather you didn't work out. Buy the plain Nissan badged version and pocket the difference. Or let the first owner eat that $30,000 drop and grab one 3 or 4 years old for less than half of new. Same truck, half the pain. Number 9. The BMW 5 Series Hybrid. Number 9 was expensive the day it was new and downright frightening the day the warranty ran out. The plug-in hybrid version of the BMW 5 Series loses almost 60% of its value in 5 years. In real money, that's close to $45,000. $45,000. One car, 5 years. The mechanical reason it happens is no mystery. You've got two complete powertrains bolted into one car, a combustion engine, with everything that can already go wrong on a combustion engine, plus a high-voltage electric system, a battery, an inverter, and control modules that age whether you drive the thing or leave it parked. Twice the parts. Twice the things that fail. And German electrical prices when they do. The used buyer knows all of this. They know that once the 4-year warranty is up, one bad hybrid module can run anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000, and a high-voltage battery is far more than that, so they refuse to pay strong money for a 5-year-old one, and the price caves in to match. The people who build these things time it beautifully. The lease ends, the warranty ends, and the reliability worry lands square on the second owner. That's you if a tempting used price pulls you in. Simpler is cheaper to own. It always has been. A plain gas sedan with one engine and no battery pack never hands you that kind of surprise. And if a German luxury badge looks like a fast way to watch money disappear, wait until you see what happens when a company staples a legendary name onto the wrong kind of car. Number 8, the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Number 8 is what you get when a company takes a name people love and bolts it to something they don't. The Ford Mustang Mach-E is an electric crossover. Whatever you make of it, the used market has already cast its vote. It sheds nearly 61% of its value in 5 years, about $23,000. Now stand two cars side by side, same 5 years, same owner. A gas Mustang from 5 years back still brings real money at trade-in. People want them, and there aren't endless copies floating around. A 5-year-old RAV4 barely gives up a quarter of its value. The electric Mach-E wearing that same pony badge loses more than double what the RAV4 loses. Same age, same brand on the nose, wildly different story at the curb. The reason is plain, and nobody on the sales floor will say it out loud. Used buyers are nervous about an out-of-warranty battery. They're nervous about how much range is left in it. And there's a fresh one on the lot every single year with more range for less money. All of that shoves the used price straight into the floor. The fix is the one your grandfather would have handed you for free. Let the romance cool off and buy on the numbers. If you truly want an electric car, buying 1, 2, or 3 years used means somebody else already swallowed that $23,000 hit. You're not the one who paid full price for a new car smell that vanished. But we're barely into this list, and the numbers only get uglier from here, because the next few cars don't just lose a percentage, they lose more cold cash than a lot of people earn in a year. Number 7, the Tesla Model X. Number 7 costs 6 figures brand new, and it loses money like it's trying to set a record. The Tesla Model X sheds just over 61% of its value in 5 years. In dollars, that's $61,000 and change, more than a lot of folks paid for a whole house once upon a time. $61,000 gone on one electric SUV. This is the one with the fancy doors that swing up like a bird's wings. They look like $1,000,000 under the showroom lights. Out in the real world, they're motors and sensors and seals that jam, leak, and cost a small fortune to sort out once the warranty's behind you. Used buyers have heard the stories. They know an out-of-warranty door mechanism or a suspension fault on one of these isn't a Saturday afternoon job. It's a tow and a bill with 4 figures on it, so they steer clear or they lowball hard, and the price drops through the floor to find anybody willing to take it. Here's the quiet part nobody mentions. A car that loses $61,000 in 5 years didn't lose it slowly and gently. It lost most of it fast and early, while the first owner was still making payments on the full sticker. The fix is the same cold arithmetic as always. Never be the first owner of one of these. Let the person who just had to have it new absorb the collapse, and if you truly must have one, buy it used with your eyes open and a warranty in your hand. And if you think that's a fluke of one strange electric SUV, the next car proves it's a pattern that's been running for decades. Number 6, the BMW 7 Series. Number 6 is a lesson the top end of the car market teaches over and over, and almost nobody learns it. The BMW 7 Series is the flagship, the biggest engine, the longest options list, every piece of technology the company knows how to build, all crammed into one car. $90,000 and up when it's new. 5 years later, it's bringing low 30s on a good day. That's another $61,000 of somebody's money, evaporated, right in line with the Tesla we just walked away from. That right there is the pattern to burn into your memory. Watch the very top of any luxury lineup over the years, and you'll see the same thing, generation after generation. The Mercedes S-Class does it. The Audi A8 does it. The 7 Series does it every time. The more technology they stuff in to justify the price, the harder it falls, because that dazzling technology is the whole problem. The screens, the air suspension, the massaging seats, the driver assist gadgets, every bit of it is 5 years out of date by then, and every bit of it is expensive to fix. A used buyer looks at that flagship and doesn't see luxury. They see a repair bill on wheels. The takeaway costs you nothing to remember. The fancier and more loaded the car, the faster it bleeds. Simple holds its value, and complicated gives it away. Now, every car so far has been brutal on a percentage basis, but number 5 is the one that loses more actual cash than anything else on this entire list. Number 5, the Land Rover Range Rover. Number 5 is the heavyweight champion of losing money. Nothing else here takes a bigger bite out of your wallet. The Land Rover Range Rover loses almost 62% of its value in 5 years, and because it starts north of $100,000, that percentage turns into nearly $70,000 gone. $70,000. That's not a car payment. That's a house down payment set on fire. I want you to do something for me right now. Pull out your phone, look up the Blue Book value on a 5-year-old Range Rover, then look up what that same truck costs new. Watch the gap with your own eyes. Then tell me down in the comments whether that number made you laugh or made you sick, because it does one or the other to just about everybody. Here's why it's a double punishment. The Range Rover doesn't only lose value, it's famous for costing a fortune to keep running. Air suspension that sags and can run $1,000 to $5,000 to put right. Electronics that throw warning lights for sport. Used buyers know every bit of that, so they won't come near one without a deep discount, and the price caves in to meet them. You lose the money on the way down, and you pay through the nose to keep it breathing the whole time you own it. That is the textbook definition of a money pit. And if this kind of straight talk is what you come here for, the numbers the ads will never put in front of you, do yourself a favor and subscribe, because I put one of these out every day for people who plan to keep their car, not go trade it in on the next mistake. Speaking of the next mistake, number 4 is the car that started this whole electric gold rush. Number 4, the Tesla Model S. Number 4 is the car that kicked off the entire electric craze, and it's aging like milk left on the counter. The Tesla Model S loses 62% of its value in 5 years. Call it $59,000 off what it's stickered for. The mechanism behind it is the one thing every electric car maker hopes you won't sit and think about too hard: the battery. That giant pack under the floor is the single most expensive part of the whole car, and it does not stay new. It fades. A little range slips away every year, every charge, whether you baby it or not. Now put yourself in a used buyer's shoes. You're looking at a 5-year-old Model S with an aging battery, and you know that if that pack needs replacing out of warranty, you're staring at a bill somewhere between $13,000 and $20,000 on a car you were hoping to pick up cheap. So what does that buyer do? They offer next to nothing, or they walk away. And all the while, Tesla keeps rolling out newer ones with more range for less money, which makes your 5-year-old one look worse by the month. A well-kept gas engine can run past 200,000 miles and cost you a few $100s in upkeep along the way. A big battery is a 5-figure clock ticking down from the day it's built. The used market prices that clock in, and it prices it hard. That's the trap sitting under every one of these, and the last 3 cars are going to show you it only gets worse from here. Number 3. The Volkswagen ID.4. Number 3 was sold as the sensible one, the practical, down-to-earth electric car for regular people. That's exactly why it stings. The Volkswagen ID.4 loses 62% of its value in 5 years, about $28,000. $28,000, off a car whose entire pitch was that it was the reasonable choice. Here's the number that ought to bother you. This wasn't a flashy toy for a rich fellow. It's a plain electric family crossover, bought by ordinary folks who were told it was the smart, forward-thinking way to spend their money. And the used market handed them back less than 40 cents on the dollar. The story underneath is the same one dragging every one of these electric cars down. The battery ages, the range creeps lower, and there's always a newer one on the lot, with more miles per charge for less cash. Nobody shopping used wants to inherit a 5-year-old battery when a better one is sitting right there for the same money. So the practical, sensible electric car turns out to be one of the least practical ways to spend a dollar there is. The fix hasn't changed all day. If you want one, let the first owner eat the drop and buy it used for a song. Just never be the one who pays full price for the privilege of watching 60% walk out the door. And if a modest little crossover losing 60% sounds bad, wait until you see what a big luxury barge does with the very same trick. Number 2, the Infiniti QX80. Number 2 is proof that going bigger and fancier just hands you more money to lose. The Infiniti QX80 is a giant 3-row luxury SUV, and it gives up almost 63% of its value in 5 years. That's better than $52,000 gone. Put it head-to-head with the kind of big SUV that actually holds its ground, and the gap is almost cruel. Take a Toyota Sequoia or a Land Cruiser. Same idea. Big, body-on-frame family hauler. Those keep a strong chunk of their value because buyers trust them to run forever, and there's a line out the door for a clean used one. The QX80 does the same job on paper and loses nearly 2/3 of its price doing it. Same size, same purpose. One's a smart buy, and one's a slow-motion money fire. Part of it is the badge tax all over again, and part of it is timing. Infiniti sold basically the same QX80 for the better part of 15 years before finally redesigning it, which is a recipe for making every older one look ancient and worth even less overnight. The lesson lands the same as it has all list long. Big and luxurious is not the same thing as smart. The market rewards the trucks and SUVs people trust to last, and it punishes the ones bought to impress the neighbors. Which brings us, at last, to number 1. And it is not the car you're expecting. Number 1, the Nissan Leaf. Number 1 isn't a 6-figure exotic. It isn't a giant luxury barge. It's a little electric economy car that half the country was told was the responsible, sensible, save the planet choice. The Nissan Leaf loses 63% of its value in 5 years, the single worst on this entire list. Nearly 2/3 of everything it was ever worth. Now here's where a lot of these lists would try to pull a fast one on you, and I won't. In raw dollars, the Leaf only loses around $17,000. Far less than the Range Rover's 70 grand. That's because it was cheap to begin with, but that's the cruelest part of the whole story. The Range Rover buyer had money to burn and lit some of it on fire. The Leaf buyer usually didn't. They were regular folks on a budget, doing exactly what they were told was the frugal, future-proof thing to do. And they lost a bigger slice of their money than any luxury buyer on this list. The reason is baked right into the car. The early Leaf batteries are known for fading, and they never had the proper cooling the newer electrics use, so the range falls off over the years. A used buyer sees a 5-year-old Leaf with a tired pack and a short range, knows a fresh electric car goes farther for less, and offers pennies. The very thing they were promised was smart money turned out to be the fastest way on this whole list to lose the biggest share of what they put in. That's the one they hid all the way down at number 1. So look at what we've got. 10 cars. Every last one of them new, expensive, complicated, and stuffed to the roof with technology. Every last one of them bleeding money by the tens of thousands. Now look in your own driveway. That paid-off Camry, that old Accord, that truck with 200,000 miles that has never once left you stranded. Not a single one of them is on this list. Not one. That's no accident, and it's not you being behind the times. It's you being right all along. Here's the danger, and it's the whole reason I made this video. The dealer's entire job is to talk you out of that simple paid-off car and into one of these, onto a payment, on a fixed income, at exactly the age when the last thing you need is a $500 a month anchor around your neck. When somebody tells you your reliable old car is finally due for replacing, this list is your answer. Your boring old car isn't the mistake. Their shiny new one is. Keep it simple, and it'll last longer. It always has. And if you want the flip side of this, the cars from that very same study that actually hold their value, the ones genuinely worth keeping or buying, with your Toyotas and Hondas and trucks all over it, I've got that one waiting for you right up on the screen. Go watch that next, and I'll see you there.